How is it going, my heroes and villains? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 225, and we got an interesting title for this week's chapter. It is Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, wait, should we get started?
So, what do you do?
I'm a vampire.
I like that title right there, and it's also a nice movie reference, but it kind of fits with what I'm expecting that we're going to get this chapter, which is our interviewer being Kizuki, and then our blood-sucking vampire being Toga. So I am hyped for what we are going to get this chapter. But coming off of last week, we got our brawl in the streets. The fight has broke out between the Meta Liberation Army and the League of Villains, and currently we have Shigaraki and the League making their way through the town to get to the tower to go rescue Giran. And it's kind of funny to think about, but for this situation, Giran is basically the damsel in distress. So hopefully the League will be able to rescue Giran, minus a few fingers. But we have our first fight actually breaking out, which is going to be between Kizuki and Toga. And I want to learn more about Kizuki. I want to actually know what her quirk is, whether it has anything to do with landmines or detonation, whatever we got last chapter. But then also with Toga as well, because many people feel we're going to be getting some backstory, and I would love to have some backstory with Toga. And I'm also very curious on how she's going to handle herself in this fight, and whether or not she's going to be able to utilize her quirk to transform in order to fight back against Kizuki. So I am excited, I am hyped, so without further ado, guys, let's dive right into chapter 225, and let's commence this interview. So on the first page, it looks like the Liberation Army is setting up roadblocks around the perimeter of the town. They're keeping all outsiders away, so that way they can quarantine their battle. But it's going to be pretty hard to keep everything on the down low once you start seeing explosions from the battle erupting from the center of town.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
Daika is a wonderful town. It's up in the mountains with limited routes from outside. Surrounded by nature, it's far away from the hustle and bustle of the big cities. If you want to hide yourself, this town is the place to do it. This town is under the complete control of the Liberation Army. Chapter 225, Interview with a Vampire. We got our shots of the tower that Shigaraki and the League are making their way towards. And there they are, Redestro and Giran. You guys made two big mistakes. The first being that no one wants to see a middle-aged man play the damsel in distress.
Wake up!
What?
That's funny because I just pointed out that Giran feels like the damsel in distress about to be rescued by the League. So it's nice to know he feels the exact same way. And the second, if they deploy the Nomu on you guys, this town is finished. I mean, he's not wrong. If the League did have Nomus at their disposal, the Liberation Army wouldn't be able to stand a chance. But, as we know, the doctor said they aren't ready for combat just yet. But they do have another ace up their sleeve. They won't use any Nomu for 3 reasons. Oh, look at that. One more than you. Wow! Redestro is being petty right now in this situation. He just had to one-up Giran. You're going to give me 2 reasons? I'm going to give you 3 reasons as to why there are going to be no Nomu utilized in this battle. That's crazy. Let's see these reasons from Redestro right here. First, although the League would always appear accompanied by Nomu, ever since Kamino, their existence has been nothing but a rumor, and yet the League has continued to move in spite of that. And we just have flashback shots of the Nomus at USJ, Hosu, the training camp, Kamino. We got all of them right there, so he's been watching the League for a long time. He's been doing his reconnaissance. Second, contrary to reason 1, there was that high-performance Nomu that appeared in Kyushu. Most noteworthy was that Black Nomu's ability to produce those white Nomu. Although there's evidence that they were altered in some way, their power was nothing out of the ordinary. And finally, the third, Dabi's remark about retrieving the black one, this proves that other than that black Nomu, there are no others functioning well enough for practical use.
You smart. You very smart.
That is impressive. So he knows that none right now are ready for combat just from Dabi's remark about retrieving the high-end Nomu. And then he even noticed a difference in strength from the color of the Nomu. So he's been watching the league for a very long time, and just from observing, he has gathered all of this intel. In summary, these Nomu were a form of aid from their patron All For One, and I theorize that they no longer have any ammunition they can freely use.
No, 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 no.
He was so close. He is 99% right. I mean, there's no Nomu that they can utilize, but they have one trump card under their sleeve right now. He does not know anything about Gigantomachia. It's going to be so nice when Giganto shows up and the shocked look that Redestro is going to have on his face.
What?
It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. Ooh, that is a really nice shot right there. Just the face silhouette of Redestro looking over the battle right now going on in the streets of this town. That is really cool. A league of villains without their Nomu is nothing more than a gang of street punks. And we got a street gang war breaking out underneath Redestro's silhouettes. Yeah, I see Twice, I see Dabi. There's Shigaraki right there. We have some guy ready to throw a car as he's standing on top of a building. This is insane right here. This right here is just pure anarchy in the streets right here. This is awesome to see. Just violence breaking out in the streets. And then we got some civilians moving in. They've dispersed. Leave your right side to me. And this guy's got a chain chomp coming out of his shoulder, like out of his back right here, attacking Spinner. But Spinner is able to kind of block it. It bites down on Spinner's katana. And then Spinner backs off as what looks like, is this fire or water that just got like thrown at Spinner right there. Each and every one of them is friggin' strong. All of our Liberation soldiers in hiding have undergone daily training. Okay, here we go. We're moving on to the main event. Kizuki versus Toga. Let's go. Both mental and physical, day after day. All for a world where they can live freely. And she is just staring down Toga right here. And that's why you late starters are such a nuisance to us. You don't fight for a worthy cause, and yet you're the talk of the town. Himiko Toga, it seems you despise interviews, but I'm sorry.
Hold up. Hey, we gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Hey.
And Kizuki is just strolling up with her gang, her posse, right behind her. I stopped caring about showing sensitivity towards interviewees after my first year in this business. Starting now, I'm going to strip you down for everything you have. Himiko Toga. First of all, phrasing with that sentence right there, Kizuki. I like where your head's at, but let's stay PG right now. So the interview is about to begin. I think it's time to get the interview glasses ready for the interview that's about to take place. Okay.
What?
Whoa. Okay, Toga isn't wasting any time right here. As Kizuki closed her eyes and is just monologuing right here, Toga threw a knife at the person on Kizuki's right-hand side. That guy's dead. He is done. He is dead. Right into the jugular, right into the neck, too. I have no interest in the League of Villains, but you're a different story. A young girl turning to violence? I just have to know the reason. It will surely make a great article. My reporter senses are tingling. I can feel it. And Kizuki just opened her eyes, sees the guy right next to her just getting killed. He is dead, turns back to look at Toga, and she's gone. She disappeared from her line of sight. She did the exact same thing when she was disguised as Kami when she was fighting back against Deku.
I make my opponent's eyes and ears blind and deaf to my presence. To do that, I hold my breath, clear my mind, and disappear. It's simple.
She's gone. I see. Now I understand how she avoided the police. Where did she?
Surprise, motherfucker.
And she just comes in from the side, jumps midair. She's going in for the kill right here. She is going straight for Kizuki. Yup, she's getting ready to slice down. Yeah, as I kind of expected, her posse just moved in and blocked Toga's attack right there. Do not disturb Lady Curious in the middle of an interview. Is that Kazuki's, like, code name within the army? Lady Curious. I kind of like that name. That is an interesting code name for her. Trying to murder others without a moment's hesitation. Oh, I just have to know. What made you this way? Wow, Kizuki is really excited as she's conducting her interview. She's got a recorder in her hand as this battle is currently going on. That is insane. What sort of life did you lead to end up like this? She really wants to know. And we see Toga just getting launched back by her posse, launched through the window of one of the buildings. Kind of looks like a restaurant. She flips, she catches herself. Ah, you should watch your step in there.
Nani?
Yo, the building just exploded from the inside. It has to be explosive related. What is her quirk? Our soldiers are merciless. Oh, that answers my question. We're about to learn it right here. Chitose Kizuki, Liberation Army Code. Curious. So that is her army code name. Superpower. Mine. So it is landmine related. She can turn anything she touches into a detonator. Although a single mine isn't very lethal, she can make up for it with numbers. Okay. I like this power. So anything she touches detonates.
I need you to come with me.
Don't touch me, please. Get whatever you're wearing off of you. Hurry.
If you wish to extend your life, I'd advise you to cooperate with my interview. And you just see the smoke coming off of Toga, so she survived that detonation. But we have the cooks in the back of this restaurant jumping into action. Some chicken is grabbing some boiling water right there, and like a squid guy with dreadlocks, and then people from the outside are coming in. Yo, this is going to look awesome once this gets animated. I cannot wait for that. Yo, Toga. She just leapt into the air and threw 5 syringes, 5 needles at the people coming in to attack her as she just says, sucky sucky. She's getting ready to suck some blood right here. My sucky sucky mask lets me drink directly from the source. So she's putting on the Bane mask right now.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Syringes? By ingesting people's blood, your superpower allows you to transform. I see. That explains a lot. And what's more, by taking in blood from multiple people, we won't be able to pick you out from the crowd, and you see the blood going through the syringes, going towards the mask. And your agility speaks for itself. An everyday murderer wouldn't have such impressive survival skills. I'd love to know the details about how you learned them. Wow, Kizuki kind of already knows a lot about Toga. She knows about how her quirk works, but all she really wants to know is what drove her to be the type of person that she is. Why'd she become a murderer? Why does she kill people? What's with her desire to drink blood? What just happened right here? You just have multiple detonations going on Toga's body right here. The mask is just flying off of her face. You see blood spurting out of her mouth. The blood exploded. She can detonate the blood of people? That's crazy. And you can see it detonating even on one of the people that she sucked the blood from. And that person's still alive. So it wasn't lethal enough to kill. But that's crazy. That is kind of awesome at the same time, but crazy. Don't think for a second that I'd let you transform and disappear into the crowd. So they are just null and voiding her transformation. She won't be able to do it. They already know about it, so they are taking that out of the equation to where she cannot utilize it at all. I've taken measures to ensure that you'll go along with my interview. Our soldiers will gladly offer up their own bodies and become detonators. We've already cornered you with our superpowers, so tell me, how do you feel about your current situation? Eldest daughter of the Toga family. Whoa, wait a minute.
What?
We're getting info on Toga from Kizuki right here. Okay, Kizuki, let us know what you know. Eldest daughter of the Toga family, so she has siblings. Born on August 7th, 17 years old. So she's not an old granny like people theorize. She is a 17-year-old girl. Went missing after her middle school graduation ceremony. Did you see the flood of media surrounding your parents? What about the interview footage of your middle school classmates? Everyone said the same thing. She was such a bright, reasonable girl, and that's exactly why I must know, why did you do such things? Wow, this is interesting right here. So the media, once they found out that Toga was just going on a mass murder rampage, they interviewed her parents like, why did your daughter do this? Even her classmates, people were like, we don't understand what happened to her. She was bright, she was a reasonable girl. No one kind of expected this from her. All right, we got a double-page spread right here. We see Toga just dodging all of the attacks coming to her. Why did you throw away your normal lifestyle? And we got some flashbacks right here. I know your pain. I know it all too well.
What kind of charmers caught your eye? That's not enough. I'm fond of people who've been splashed up in fresh blood.
Huh. That's interesting. In her flashback, it looks like Toga is wearing a mask, a smile mask. And you can see in this bottom panel that it's beginning to crack. And I don't know why.
What the fuck is that?
This guy looks like Deku right here. But that can't be the case because Toga is older than Deku. The Deku wannabe we're seeing here. There's no way that that is actually Izuku Midoriya. But I'll just ignore that for right now. That's interesting. She's basically wearing a false face with her friends. You see them all laughing and having a good time, but you see Toga right here wearing a facade. She's wearing a mask to hide her true self from her friends, and she looks at Discount Deku right here.
LOL.
And you see him all bruised and bloodied, and the mask begins to crack. Oh, that is Horikoshi. I like what you're doing here. That's when she began to kind of slowly expose her real self, the bruising and bloodied features of a person that she had a crush on. That is really interesting. I want to hear the answer directly from your mouth. And now we're getting Kazuki's backstory. And we got a young-looking Redestro right here. He's actually got longer hair, and it's not in a widow's peak. It's not balding to where you can see his gigantic forehead. Kazuki, this kind of article won't capture the hearts of the masses. Records and rumors won't move anyone. What you need is interviews. Get face-to-face with the people. The articles that influence public opinion are always the ones with heart. I mean, he's right. You can spout off records and statistics and facts all you want, but if it's not genuine, and if it doesn't capture the hearts of the reader and doesn't feel like it's genuine, then people won't care what they read in any article that you write. So this kind of explains why Kazuki is just so hell-bent on going after the heart of Toga. She wants to know what really drives Toga, what makes her do what she does. I'll sway the public opinion with your heart, all for the sake of the Liberation Army. Why did you descend into madness? Tell me. A normal lifestyle? What's that? And Toga's getting back up. Oh, that is a nice panel right there. Just a face shot of just a bloody Toga. What a wonderful face. It's just like a doll. And you can see a bead of sweat going down Kazuki's face. So you're finally talking to me? You Liberation Army guys are trying to create a wonderful world. I really like you. And then we got more of the flashback. We see Toga holding a knife with blood on it, so she just got her first kill, I'm guessing. And then you see the facade, the fake mask, shattering and coming off, revealing her true self. I love how Horikoshi did this very brief flashback for Toga. It just fits her so well. And then going back to the present, oh my god.
To be honest, you're not really my type. But I'll cut you anyway.
That sinister, vampiric smile on Toga's face right here. This is like the signature smile of Toga right here. Her squinting her eyes, you can see the fangs being bared, just the blood all over her face. It looks awesome, but yet would be haunting at the same time if you saw that in person. Seeing Toga smiling like that to you, you know some shit is about to go down. But I'm living normally too. Wearing a psychotic smile, she speaks of normality. Oh, I like that. It's like, you guys speak of a normal world. It's like, I'm not normal. It's like, what happened to me? It's like, no, I became normal. I was wearing a facade, a mask in the past, but once I found myself, once I killed my first person, I became whole. I became normal. This is normal to Toga. Oh, that's really, really awesome. And that is the end of chapter 225. Yo. I really like this chapter. This was a nice chapter. The focus that we had on Toga was really nice. And that flashback, that brief flashback, I really do like how Horikoshi did that with the facade, the fake mask on Toga slowly cracking and breaking away as she slowly began to find herself. And then discount Deku. I have no idea why that Deku is there. It could maybe be something as to she just romanticizes Deku so much now that she doesn't even think about that person anymore. Maybe she just attaches Deku's face to all of her previous crushes, which would be pretty dark. Like, she can't even remember that first person. She just thinks of it as the current crush that she has, which is Deku. I'm hoping maybe we'll learn more on that, but I am excited. I am hyped. And Redestro has no idea that Gigantomachia will descend upon him and just completely obliterate him into the ground. Great stuff is coming. This villain arc is amazing. Bring on next chapter, Horikoshi. So with that, guys, that right there concludes our part 1 interview with Himiko Toga. Don't need the interview glasses anymore, but I might, in all honesty, wear these a lot more in my live reactions. I'll see how I'm feeling by next week's chapter, but that right there was my live reaction to chapter 225 of My Hero Academia, yet another great chapter in the My Villain Academia arc. But for right now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts about the events of this week's chapter, how we kicked off the fight between Kizuki and Toga. All the stuff that we also got with Redestro was interesting, and we also learned Kizuki's quirk, but we got a glimpse at Toga's backstory. So leave your thoughts on all that stuff down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel, guys, and click that bell icon so that way you guys are always alerted when my live reactions go up on the channel. And if you guys want to talk more about My Hero Academia or anything else, please feel free to follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we continue our interview with Himiko Toga in chapter 226 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond, plus ultra.